Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we have a massive update to the ongoing Perkz situation to talk about in this video today. We've had a ton of offseason news coming out, so there's going to be a lot of crazy videos coming up in the very near future. But first, I would like to ask you guys to please check out the first link in the description below for my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/I_am_Germ. It is one of my big goals for the rest of the year and into 2022 to start streaming a lot more often and to start growing my Twitch channel as much as possible. So consider dropping a follow, consider dropping a prime. With that being said, let's get right into this. The big news coming out. You know, there have been, and we already talked about this a little bit, some rumors and speculation swirling around about Perkz potentially wanting to leave Cloud9, potentially being something going on behind the scenes, whether it's between Perkz and Cloud9 or just with Perkz, you know, maybe wanting to leave Cloud9, maybe wanting to leave North America, maybe wanting to go, you know, form a super team somewhere or whatever. And the big update that we did get about this story came, I always clicked the wrong scene. The big update we got from the story came from Jacob Wolf. It came from Bloop. They kind of teamed up together on this story. They're saying, Jacob Wolf tweeted with Bloop, Cloud9 has made Cloud9 Perkz available on the buyout market with his desire to return to Europe for family reasons. According to sources, next destination is undecided, but the teams received interest from buyers in both NA and Europe. So obviously, you know, they're going to get a ton of interest from NA and Europe. They're going to have to look at their offers. They're going to have to make the best business decision for themselves. But it does seem like, at least from just this tweet, and we'll dive into the article, that Perkz wants to return home to Europe, so, you know, it's probably going to make it harder for those NA buyers. But also, Cloud9 has already begun shopping around Perkz. We are just a couple of days removed from them being in the quarterfinals of the World Championships. You know, they were just playing at Worlds, and that seems like forever ago, because this week has been so long, so crazy. All of a sudden, Bjergsen news, Perkz news, Alfari news, the whole G2 roster, all this stuff coming out. You know, for Western fans, now that all the Western teams are eliminated, the offseason has kind of taken the forefront and kind of taken center stage when compared to Worlds and anything like that. I mean, these are the big stories. This is what people care about right now, and it's been so exhausting. There's been so much stuff coming out. I have so much videos to make, you know, so many tweets, so much to follow. My brain has just been running. So yeah, Cloud9 getting eliminated from Worlds just a couple of days ago, but it seems like forever ago, and it's crazy that they've already started shopping around their star mid laner. We'll look at a tweet from him in a second as well, but here is the actual article. This website is horrible. I mean, just spammed with bagel bites, and I have ad block on too. How disgusting is that I have ad block on, and it doesn't seem like it. You know, I don't know. They might be a little desperate for some cash right now, but they do say that Cloud9 makes Perkz available on the buyout market. After just a single season, Perkz may walk away from a 3-year, multi-million-dollar deal, and that is a very big part of this. But as the article says, Cloud9 is exploring the buyout market for Perkz, a star mid laner whose time in NA may come to an end after just one season. I mean, think about this. Last offseason, this was such a big deal that Perkz is going to be coming to North America, that Perkz, you know, was coming to Cloud9, and it was such a big deal. He was this star. He's the best Western player of all time. He's going to come save North America. He made all these crazy claims, these crazy promises. He made true on some of them. He got Cloud9 out of groups. He got them an LCS title. He did some amazing things, but all in all, his time with Cloud9 is a little inconsistent, a little up and down. I think, you know, for the amount of money that Cloud9 paid, it probably wasn't worth it, honestly. And yes, he did have a 3-year deal, but it just shows how little deals mean in esports. Players have a ton of power, and even 1 year into a 3-year deal, even after Cloud9 spent, you know, multiple millions of dollars on a buyout, he still has the power, you know, to walk away from the team. Obviously, he's going to get sold off and stuff like that, but it is just super crazy, and it just does kind of, you know, bring things into perspective that, yes, getting extra years on that deal and stuff are great, but it doesn't mean all that much at the end of the day, and really anything can happen. Everyone is truly on the market all the time, but what they do go on to say is that this comes after the conclusion of the team's time at Worlds. You know, we all know that. C9 were the last Western team eliminated alongside Mad Lions. Prior to their best of 5 against Gen G, Perkz informed management and his teammates of his intention to not return to the team in 2022. That's crazy. This is before they even got eliminated from Worlds, so that must have been hard for the C9 players to handle, hard for management to kind of deal with, and Perkz himself, you know, was he even all there for their match against Gen G? You know, a lot of Cloud9 players are tweeting about, you know, how they have a free road to the finals and how they're all excited and all this stuff, and Perkz is telling them that he's gone. I mean, a little weird to me, but obviously if it, you know, it's family concerns, you know, there's that. But Yeah, it does go on to say that, yes, this is due to family reasons, which again, kind of further drives home the point of him potentially looking to return home to Europe. So even though there's going to be NA teams interested, even though there's NA teams that are sending Cloud9 some offers over, if Perkz doesn't want to play for them, then those deals are not going to be happening. So it does seem like Perkz will be headed back to Europe. Obviously, it's very unfortunate that it's under these circumstances, and I hope, obviously he's doing well. I hope his family's doing well. I hope everything is okay, and this is just kind of giving me throwback to the upset situation, like, where's Nemesis? I'm waiting for Nemesis and his army to come drop the bomb about how this is fake family issues, and Perkz isn't actually having anything going on behind the scenes, something like that. We need some of that up in here, that kind of drama. But they do also go on to say that among peers, he's expressed his desire to build a team of his own this offseason and find a franchise that is willing to help foot that bill. Again, we have heard the rumors of him potentially wanting to team up with Alfari. Obviously, I'm sure there's a lot of other players he's interested in playing with. But again, he found a ton of success on G2 as part of a super team. I think he does understand how important it is to have that good team around him, that good infrastructure. It's not good enough to just be a great player himself. Great players need to play with great players, especially when you're in the West, and our great players aren't necessarily maybe even as great as the great players of the world, the Eastern players. So we need to make sure we have the best of the best actually playing together. And again, that's what him and G2 did in a big, big way. Him and Caps coming together with a very, very strong supportive cast. He's trying to recreate that, at least is my kind of interpretation of this whole thing. And that's going to get people thinking, it's going to get people wondering, what does this mean? Is this going to be Fnatic? Is it going to be Vitality? Is it going to be Rogue, BDS, Mad Lions? Who knows? But it's going to be a crazy amount of money, especially just to buy out Perkz is going to be a crazy amount of money. You saw what Cloud9 spent last year. Obviously, I expect it to be a little bit less than that. But you saw what Cloud9 spent last year. Also, if you want to get the team around him, he's looking to build his own team. He's not just looking to go to some team. He's looking to build that super team around him. That's going to be extra money. So you don't just need to be able to afford Perkz. You need to be able to afford Perkz and friends. You need to be able to afford Perkz and his very expensive friends, which is something that's obviously very, very interesting. I also believe that Jacob Wolf had another tweet about this, where he was kind of talking about the whole situation. I don't know if I can find it or not, but, he just kind of talks about how, it's the family issues. People are kind of speculating whether he wants to leave or stay or whatever. But obviously the family issues are a big thing here. People are saying, oh, he's scamming Cloud9, or that, Carlos made out with a bag or whatever because Cloud9 spent all this money and was only here for 1 year. And yes, in a way, Cloud9 is kind of getting the bad end of the stick, but understand that Cloud9 is going to get some of that money back. They're going to be able to sell off Perkz. They still got a year of Perkz. They got the quarterfinals run. They got the LCS title. But again, this is not just Perkz trying to bird Cloud9. People are trying to, hammer home that this is him having family issues. This is him returning to Europe for a reason. You can believe that or you cannot, whatever. I get that there's people who won't necessarily believe that, but obviously, when you sign a 3-year deal, there's always risk involved. They knew that when they did the buyout. Anything can happen in this crazy game and in life in general. But yeah, Perkz was one of the biggest, craziest moves of the offseason last season, one of the biggest, craziest stories we've seen in recent memory. And it seems like Perkz is on the market yet again. And it's going to be so interesting to see where he ends up. And it's going to be an absolute massive story. Not only where Perkz ends up, but how does Cloud9 replace him? Because they were obviously a very, very good team this year. But will they be next year? I don't know. That's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Tell me, drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. Where do you think Perkz is going to end up in 2022? I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace!